Hello everyone, welcome to the session. I hope all are doing well. So we are going to discuss about 20 examples regarding for loop. So we already completed the while loop, and after this session, we will start the nested loop examples. And after that, we will see about the random numbers in the inside the loop. So after that, we can complete the like the unit was completed, and we will start with the unit 3 because about the encapsulation and generalization we already discussed, and after coming sums also depends on the both of that. So at unit 3 we can discuss about that. So no need of discuss about these things, and the basic things is enough for this last part, encapsulation and generalization. So now we are going to discuss the about 20 sums regarding the for loop. So here it is. And the first question was write a for loop. Yeah, this is the basic thing we already completed in both while and for. And you know the answer for this in range. So it will print from it will starts from 1, but answer 10. So here no need of writing any increment, but in whale we already discussed the position is also very very important in the whale when we are using different types like increment is directly uh, connected to the while loop only, not if else or any other loops. So then only we will get the correct output and we will get the exact uh, loop. Otherwise, we will get the infinite loop. So, but here there is no need of adding any increment. You have to just write a basic sim. See, this is the syntax for a for loop. So remember it for I in range 1 comma 11. So print I. So what is the mean was for I in range like I was starts from 1 and every integer inside the range which he was given. So it will count and it will count in a sequence, not in a random. So when it counts, it will print it. So for I in range 1 comma 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on 10. So 11 not be printed. So this is how if he given two variables. If he given one variable, then you know that it starts from 0, not from 1. I will start from 0. Means however, they given only single element. If they given two elements, there is no problem with that. We can start with the first element. It's like what is the first element was 1. So we can start with the 1 and go within a sequence that adding one integer and we have to print it. But when we see here only one element, then that is the number like n. So we have to go up to n minus 1 and we have to start from 0. Same as like see here for in range, if we know that when they given one or two elements, so here there is three elements. So what is the thing that this is for initial, like you have to start from 2 and here is 21, so you have to stop at 20, okay, not 21, 20. So this is the step, like you have to uh, get step 2, like you have to first pick out 2 and go with the after the element was 4 and after that 8, sorry, 6, 8, 10, like that. So like it's like an increment. So how we use it in while I equals to, sorry, I plus equals to 1, same as here, but here it was step, it was called by a step for loop, right? So for I in range, so it will print, it starts from 2, right? So 2, 4 up to 20. It will, okay, there is no indentation, so we have to add indentation because after in loop or in if else while when we are using these two dots, And after this we have to must give an indentation. So here it is the output that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. This is how we will get the output from this code. So this code, like, this is the step two. So the difference between the two first two outputs are 4, 2, right? So 2, 6, 4, 2, 8, 6, 2, 10, 8, 2, 10, pro 10. Like this is a step like adding 2 to the first before integer. So initially we starts with 2 and ends with 20. There is no another number. And after this, so here is another example that we can no need of copying that. We just doing -1. But when you're adding a -1, you have to change the elements. Like here you have to give big one. Here you have to give smaller one, because when you're doing with minus, right? So it's goes top to bottom, not bottom to top. So this is how we are taking first element as, like, in the range we have to give 21 to 2, not 2 to 21. So because we are using negative step, so when we use it there, it will give us from 21 to 22, sorry, 3, because we given 2, right? So it will count up to 3 only, because normally we will do that 21 minus n minus 1, but here n plus 1, because we are going from top to bottom, not bottom to top. So if you use like -2, so it will give the same answer, but before time it gives 2, 4, 6, but now it will gives 20, 18, 16, like that, from top to bottom. Oh, sorry. But here, see here, we initially given value 21. So it counts 21. But it gives 3, up to 3, not 2. We already discussed about that thing, because we are using negative steps. So it comes from top to bottom. So it counts the top, but it doesn't count the bottom. So instead of that, it will counts up to n plus 1, means 2 plus 1, 3. It counts up to 3. But it counts the starting initial value as 21. So if you want the same answer using this negative step, you have to use 20. Here you have to use 1. So you will get the same thing, like 20, 18, see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like that. So, but before time, this is reverse, but now, yeah. So this is the thing, what a minus, difference between a minus and positive step. So after this, what is the output of following code? So for I in the range, see here, same as for it is also a loop. Both are loops, but difference was one is definite loop, another is indefinite loop, and for is a definite loop. In while is a indefinite loop. We can, if we done any small mistake, it will give indefinite indefinite outputs. Like when we stop to use increment, okay. Otherwise, when we given a condition that never be fails, like for example, a starts from 5, okay, but you given increment as -1. So if a equals to 5, okay, b equals to 4, so you given increment. If you say you given what increment, like plus 1, so what it will be do, 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 3, like that, sorry, 5 plus 1. So after that 6, right? 6 plus 1, 7, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 1, 9, like that. So here if you give a condition that b is greater than, so sorry, b is less than a. So here when a starts from 1, right? So if you given like this, So first, for the values of b was 4, a was right. Yeah, true. After you adding increment to the value a, so it will be increases gradually, like 5, 6, 7. So when your this condition never be fails because from starting it was success and you are doing increment, so it never be fails. So like this we will get infinity loop at in while loop, but here we are giving range. In for loop we are giving range. Otherwise we are using this in keywords. Like if variable one is in sorry variable one in variable two, then print the I like that. So this is the way of like difference between this for and while. And now you done this right thing, but now we are going to do with this that loops are same, but the rules in the different loops were different. Like yeah, we before already discussed, and now like for loop, right? So for I in range, we already discussed if he given one element, so what we have to do when he given one element, then it will start from 0 but ends with n minus 1. Then here n minus 1 is 2. So 0 to 2, there is 3 elements. Okay then. So here we get with the so when we are doing with this, I value was starting value was 0. So here there is no indentation. So we have to add an indentation. So here when we used so starting value of I was 0. So the first value was 0 because print I into 2. 0 into anything is 0. So after that, after this print completed, what is the value of I? I already completed with 0. So now it proceeded with 1. So 1 into 2, 2. For first value was 0. First value was 0 and second value was 2. So after this, when we are printing the next thing that I completed with 0 and 1, now it goes with the 2 because 2 is in the range of 0 comma 3. So when it goes with that 2 into 2, 4. So it will third line was 4, but 3 was not included because it's inside the range and it ups to n minus 1, that to 2. So now when we run it, we will get the same answers 0 to 4, 0 to 4. So this is how it will works. Like we already discussed. So you have to be know about like how to set the range and what we have to write the statement inside the for loop. So we will get the correct output. And after this, if we go with this write a for loop that prints come here. What is the output of the following code? So they are asking that what is the output of the following code. So this is the same thing before we already done, but there we did not mention and so here we done with that. So here when we are going with this for I in range 5 comma 0 comma minus 1. So there is negative step. So the initial value was I and the ending value like end value was small. So when we are going from 5 to 0 with step minus 1, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's all. It not includes 0 because in negative step the last up to we can go up to n plus 1, but in positive step we can go up to n minus 1. So here when we print it, it will print, but it will print in one line and it will give gap at the end of each output. So after printing that 5 gap 4 gap 3 gap 2 gap 1 up to 1 only, not 0 because we already discussed. If you mentioning here another thing, instead of zero, we can, sorry, instead of space, star space. It is the same at the end. 5 star space, 4 star space, like that. So this is like we know about this and what an AND operator will do. It does 20 the all your outputs in one line and gives the what you given inside the extra like star space like space. It gives the end of the output same thing like output so like that. So when you're going with the not number like same if you remove the negative if you write 5 and if you write yeah you can try like this it will show us and not anything because it will start from 5 but it can't print the 5 also because 5 is not in the range of 4 right so it goes up to 4 only but you given equal right so it doesn't print anything so after that if you remove this and you will give 0 then it prints from 1 to 4 sorry 0 to 4 because initial step was positive so it starts from 0 and set n minus 1 0 1 2 3 star star same as we discussed in second question but however he added the end of end so you have to just see how end was using it in multiple ways like not multiple ways they are using in the same way but in multiple places so if you see the space was getting between the every output so you have to do the same thing otherwise you can do this like if you remove this and I was an integer right so you have to convert it to a string and after adding it giving the inverted commas into between the inverted commas you have to give space that's all so this is we compared just now 5 4 3 2 1 same we got and here this is we already know how to find a total like first n natural numbers 100 natural numbers so he done the same thing using the for loop so starting you have to we have to take the value of a variable is 0 because when we are adding it no additional number like no additional data was added so when we are taking 0 0 plus anything was the same thing so for a in range 1 come 1 at 1 so it's go up to 100 so 1 to 100 you have to add so for loop we know that there is no need of increment so you can go with the a sequence like 1 2 3 4 up to 100 so total we know that the value of total was 0 so 0 plus equals to we know the how an increment works here also increment works but why we did not use it was there is no need of increment but here when you're using this total there is a need of that because total you have to add the everything not you have to print in a different line or in a same line like this in a same line with the width you have to add the n natural numbers so you have to do the same thing now we are going to the run the code so 5050 if you want to give the sample test case like 10 so we can do it yeah so here it starts from 1 right so up to 10 so we know the formula for adding first and natural numbers so yeah, it's already starting from 1 so we know that this is all our natural numbers if we start from 0 there is also no problem because 0 not countable so 1 right so it goes up to 9, not 10, right? So we have to take n as 9. So 9 into 9 plus 1 by 2. So 45. 9 into 5, right? So because, yeah, 9 plus 1, 10. 2 divisible by, sorry, 10 divisible by 2, it gives 5. So 5 into 9, 45. So this is how we get the output. So he like this, it will add the every number one by one because it's already for loop, so we don't need of increment. It will add the every number in sequence and one by one. So it will give the output 45. So if you want to find the uh, up to 10, first 10 natural numbers, you have to give 11 because it will counts up to 5, like sorry, 10. So this is the format of finding first and natural numbers. So write a for loop that computes the factorial of a number. We already done with this, and we used in what is that? Encapsulation also. Before encapsulation, after encapsulation, we used this example only. And let's do it again. He already taken n plus one because he knows that it counts up to n minus 1. So he done n plus 1 before only. So when he wanted to done a, yeah, 6 factorial, so he have to give a range 1 comma, sorry, 1 to n plus 1. So factorial equals to 1 because if you give the variable as 0, in addition there is no problem, but in multiplication it will gives maybe 0 and not one output is 0. Entire like 0 multiplied to every element when loop was running, right? So for every element, it will give 0, 0, 0, and final output will be 0. So see here, for when he was given n equals 6, means he was saying that he wants a 6 factorial output. So he already taken factorial equals to 1. For I in range 1 comma n plus 1, we know that how to take a range for the numbers, sorry, for the output. So he taken like 1 comma n plus 1. So factorial equals to 1 into equals to I. So I when 1, it will give 1. When 2, it will give 2. 1, 3, it will give 6. Like that. 6, 4, 24. 24, 5, 120. 126, 720. Like this, you will get the answer 720 here. So this is how we will find the 6 factorial. Like that same 5 factorial, it will give 120. Like that, it will multiply to the each element up to the condition fails. So each element means it will start from 1, multiply 2, multiply 3, multiply 4, multiply up to like 7, I think so. Sorry, 5, right? So yeah, 5 up to 5 because already he done n plus 1. If you done n minus n minus 1, n plus 1 minus 1, it will give n. So there is no need like 120. So we can easily find the factorial. Well, for 47, it will give up to like here. So this is the way of finding the factorial of a given number. So you must be like using n plus 1. This is the main thing here. We know these all things, but here see, here n plus 1. If you write n, then it will give the 46 factorial, not 47 factorial. So we already know this thing, but just we're explaining like discussing about this and again. And here for letter in Python, we already done not one, we done nearly 2 or 3 examples with the in the for loop, that how it works, like taking one variable and another variable, and it was just saying that one inside in another, it will true, then it prints, otherwise it delete prints. Here, see here, sorry, in if else like that, if letter in Python, print letter. When it will true, then it will prints. It will false, then it doesn't prints. But here one for letter in Python, then what is the meaning? P is a letter, Y is a letter, T is a letter, H is a letter, O is a letter, N is a letter. So here the each and every element inside the string or list or tuple, what you can say, when he was using in, so each element inside the string it will go converts into one first element, second element, third element, fourth element, like that. And when he shared that print letter, so it starts from starting, like it will print starts with P, after Y, after T, after H, after O, like that. So now we will get in different lines that Python, but in different lines, because we did not use and operator, like and. If you use and, then it will give with a like it will do with a gap. Yeah, if you don't want, you want the Python as is, then you can do it like this. It doesn't give the gap, and it will print the in a line. If you want the outputs for different iterations in one line, you have to do like this without doing giving the gap. We just writing the and equals to inverted commas, then you will get the Python. If you want to give, then you can write anything here, because it will become string. So you can use hashtag at the rate anything. It repeats the same thing in between these inputs, and yeah, same as like that. So now after this, we go with here encapsulation. We already, I think, yeah, done, right? And with this same example we done. These are all basic examples. I am again saying these are all basic examples. After this nested loop, uh, I will go with the revision. Yeah, I will go with the revision for this if, for loop, while loop, everything. Because when we revision, right? So in revision, we did not get these type of basic questions. We use if else in the same for loop, and inside like nested for loop, and within nested for loop we will use if else, like that. So now we already done with this example, just we will run it again, and just a basic explanation, that's all, because we already done this thing. We will get nearly a, right? So see here, count is taken 0, because if you not write, then there is no count. So he up to here, he not tried until here. So he starts from here. When he start his first thing, first attempt. So when he attempting, it will count 1. But when it counts 1, if it will true, that counts 1. Otherwise, it didn't. So what he was saying that, instead of he was taking every element, like what is the word encapsulation, right? See here, encapsulation. So if you want to see whether these vowels, okay, these vowels are inside it or not, so how you can say that these letters, okay, these letters are inside it or not, you can use with the list, right? Before time we done the same thing with the encapsulation, that we used list. Sorry, this thing, what is that? Index. This index values, when we use this index, then it will divide every element and giving one index, and with using that index we will represent the element in the place of the that where we use the index with the variable. So before time we used here word of the place of the e. So same thing we can do it, but here he want to use this in. So what he done was for letter in word. So here with this line, what happened was, so letter in word. What is the meaning that which elements, like which elements are inside the word? It will slowly captured by letter. Like first of all, it will start in a sequence and it will go step by step, like one after another. So starting, it was E, right? So the first value of letter was E. So same thing will go into the if statement. What is the if statement? Letter in vowels. What is the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. So if E is inside vowels, count one. So here E was inside the vowels. It's what true. So it counts one. But after it did not print it because print was outside the for loop. Means when this for loop will stops, then only the our total count means the final count in the last iteration, it will be the final count. So until it will the value of count will be uh, getting different in different iterations. So when you do with this letter, first letter was E. When it E was going into the if statement, it becomes true because E in vowels. But after that, when we are going to N, but N is not inside the vowel. So condition fails again. It comes to the for loop. Sorry, in the for condition which was inside the for. So what was the inside in the for was letter in word. So after that C now fails again coming. Yeah. A is inside the A E I O U. It counts again. So like that for E A U A I O. So here nearly E A U 3. AIO 3. So like that, 3 total we are getting six letters inside the word was vowels. So this is how we are finding without using this index, like using this index. We are doing the uh, like we are using the in operator and doing the whether the given word having the vowels or not. Then how many vowels the given word was having. So if you remove this thing and if you add Rohit, so inside the Rohit, I think there is two maybe, right? So yeah, what is the two words? O and I. O and I are inside the vowels, so we will get the same thing. But see here, when he was using these variables, word, vowels, these are not reserved words. You can use instead of vowels, you can use anything like V, O, W, E, anything. Different than like they are not reserved words. If you in anywhere when you are to represent the vowels, you have to use only this word vowels. No, you can use any variable like A, B, C, D like that. But here, for our convenience, for our understanding, he was used the word vowels. But if you don't want, then you can use what you want, like variable, different variables. So letter also same thing. Here you can use L also. If your letter means it will count every letter, no, not like that. Here you can use A, B, C, any like that. Means the in after what was doing that for the first value, it was giving the first element inside the word like that. It the operation of in was the say only one thing. It doesn't care whether the left hand side whether it was letter or like that paper or something what you write your wish, it doesn't care about that. It will do the operation what it working for. So after that here also the same operation in, but here there is nothing loop like after this whether the letter was in vowels or not. True, then count one, otherwise count zero, like don't count anything. So same we done with the both things. If you want to write any like A E I O U, A E I O U, A E I O U. So it will every element was inside the A I O U. So it gives the 15. What is that? The length of the word. Because every element was inside the vowels. So this is the finding of that whether the given have letter like word having the vowels or not. So here when we are going with this, write a for loop using enumerate. So here enumerate. So enumerate we can call like that. So that prints each item in the list along with its index starting at 1 instead of 0. So when you're doing this, it was saying that we already discussed that index starts from 0. Length is we can yeah, length was starting from 1. There not a problem with that. But index, yeah, index is starting from 0. We all know that. But when you're doing this enumerate, see here, he was done that print index comma fruit. So it was giving that 1 apple, 2 banana, 3 cherry. So here we know that the value of index was starting from 0, 0, 1, 2. But here it starts from 1, 2, 3. So what is the difference was here used that enumerate. So the function of enumerate was starting the value of index from instead of 0, it starts from 1. So this is how the function works. And here for index comma fruit, how we done same like previously letter in word. So it counts every element. It gives the every element as a first value of letter. Here also same thing for index comma fruit in enumerate fruits comma start equals to 1. So not like that. Let's see here. He given that start equals to 1. So that the reason the value of index was starts from 1. If we try with giving value 2, so it will start from 2 to 4. And it is inside the for loop. So 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that is the reason. If you want to give like 3 to 4, 3 to 3, then it give 3, 4, 5 like that. So the function of numerate the same thing that will it will change the index. If you it will want like it will want to start from 1, then it will start from 1. If it wants to start from 2, then it can start from 2. So like that. But you have to give the fruits because was saying that for fruits you have to start from 1, means like starting the index from 1. If you didn't give fruits, then it will can't understand for which variable for which list it have to give the start. If you have to mention the something, then it will indicate it will depends on this. For fruits, it have short one. If you didn't give this, then it will doesn't understand for what for which list it have to give. In the same way, when you're writing this index comma fruit, it understand that index was the number, fruit was the apple, banana, cherry. So same thing that here print index comma fruit comma the gap was coming from this comma, not from this gap. If you want to remove this, no problem. You will get the same answer like 1 apple, 2 banana. So the comma works like giving the space, and you can write any two different data types with the comma. There is no error. But when you are adding the two different types of data types, it will be a error. So with the comma, there is no problem with like that because fruit is string and index was int. If you want to add it, you have to convert the index into string and you can add it. So in the same way, they done the thing. So here when we are going with this fruit, apple, banana, cherry, so we done that. So here you have to know about this enumerate function. So it works. Then what is the purpose? Like what is the application of enumerate function? So this is the application of that. And we already run this thing. And we already changed the value and run again. And we will get the same thing in a sequence. So after that, when we are going to this, what is the output of the following for? So he used break inside the for loop. We already done uh, examples on break in the while, but not for. So this is the first our first example with the for. So when we are going with this and in range, so and we are so here and when we are going with this, so we already done with break in way. So for n in range 1 comma 10, so it goes up to 9. So if n equals 6, break. So same as in whale, how we done this. So after but at here it's a sequence, right? So when we are going with this n in range 1 comma 10, 1 comma 10, right? So 1 after 2 after 3. After that, when we are getting this 6, then at that point it will break, means it will stop. So it will be up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in between that, the 5 numbers were printed same line and giving the gap between the two out like two numbers, the space between the two numbers and in the same line because he used and. So means and means it will give the same in the same line and in between the two outputs it will give the what we given inside the and. So break means it will breaks when n becomes 6. For example, if you given before we discuss about that, uh, what it was that were like yeah before time if you give up to 6, so it can print up to 5, but there is no infinity loop, it will give definite only because 1 2 3 4 because this condition never be true because it goes up to 6 means it goes up to 5. The range was 1 comma 6, so it goes up to 5 only. So when it goes up to 5, then what is the thing was n never be 6 because it will stop at 5. N never be 6 means the if statements was always fails. So it will gives the 1 2 3 4 5. So but the same thing when you try in while loop, it when this point if you starting when you do with while, if you give the same if statements inside the while loop, but you have to initiate the while loop n value with 7, then what will be happen? It will give the infinite loop, but not like the here because it having the range. So it will stop at there. But when you go into the while loop, there is no range. So there is no failure also because you already the condition was be always be fails. So break doesn't work yet there. So this is what is the difference between the for loop and while loop. See here, it never be true. If it will be true, it will never be true. No problem with that. It will give the definite output. But if in while loop it will be true, then it will give the different output. But it will be fails, then it will give the indefinite value. Sorry, output. So this is the thing that the difference between the two numbers. So here we are slowly going to the conditions in using inside the loops. So this is also a basic conditions. N equals to 6 and divisible by 3 like that. Here you use continue. Before time in while loop we are having that continuous increment was above the if statement, but when it comes to break, the condition the increment is below the if statement. Here, when we are coming to the here, like for n in range 1 comma 8, so starts from n 1 up to it goes up to 7. So if n is divisible by 3 equal to 0, so what is that? So it starts from 1. So it will choose everything like it goes up to 3. If when it goes up to 3, it continue. Means it doesn't print the value 3 because it satisfied the condition n is divisible by 3 equals to 0. 3 was satisfied the condition. When it satisfied the condition, it can goes into the if part. What is the if part? Continue. What is the meaning of continue? We already discussed about that. The value of continue was it will skip the at the time and after onwards it will continue. So at the point means at the point of 3, the value of n was 3, it will skip it. Means it doesn't print the value n at the point of 3, but after that it will print the 4, 5, and 6. It doesn't print the 6 because 6 will divisible by 3. So it when the condition passes, continue means doesn't print the output like 6 and 3. So we will get the answers 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Say 8, not 7, up to 7 because 8 doesn't consider up to n minus 1. So here when we are go with this, and this is an extra thing we can use or we did not use is our wish, but this is the main thing that you have to remember. Continue works in while loop and for loop the same way, but the places of increment in while and here the same thing how you break uses continue also use that in the same way. There's no problem with it. But in while loop, you have to change the increment because when we continue fails, then it doesn't care about the down part. When this 3 divisible by 3, right? So it doesn't care about the this part and it goes up to here. Sorry, top at here. So when it consider here, so in while what we are doing that increment was writing at here. So when this condition was passes, when we are using this continue keyword, so it skips the whole thing. So when we skipping this thing, there is no increment and getting the same value again and again and again. So we are getting stuck in a loop, a infinity loop. But in for loop, not like that. Uh, there is no need of increment because it goes in a sequence. And after this, see here, he finds using the if inside a for loop for finding the largest. I think same as like while loop, how we done that. Here also we are going with the in a same manner that doing this thing. He given say this is the same thing. We already done this, so just giving this thing that first we have to take a largest, otherwise it will be somewhat extra 2 3 lines code. So when you are giving this, uh, it will assume that the first element was largest. After that, the loop was starts running. That num in numbers means every element in the numbers. First one is will be phase because largest. What is the largest first element? 12. What is the num first time? 12. So 12 is not greater than 12. It fails. So print largest. So after that, it doesn't go to print largest because it is a loop. So it again goes to here. What is the number in numbers? 47. 47 is greater than large. What we think up to here largest number 0. What is the number 0? 12. So 47 is greater than 12. True. So largest equals to num means largest will be changes from 12 to 47. So when it goes to up to here, what is the num here? 47. No need of taking any other 47 because what is the value of num here? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Num value here. We completed with the 12 and 47. We go with the 3. 3 in numbers. 3 is not greater than what is the largest we in before iteration? 47. So in the after iteration, the same thing will be continue. So the value of largest is 47. So 3 is not greater than 47. So the condition will be fails. And after going to the condition which was inside the for 89. So here we compared with the 12, 47, 3. We're going with the 89. 89 in numbers. So what is the mean was 89 is greater than what is the largest in before iteration? In before iteration, the largest value was 47. So 47 is less than 89. Yeah, true. So the condition passes. Largest equals to num. What is the largest? Sorry, what is the num? The num was 89. So largest equals to 89. So how? So this is the way of getting the largest from the list, and see how he changes from 47 to 12 to 47 and 47 to 89. And after when the last iteration will runs, the same thing will be get that 26 is never greater than 89, so that the condition will be fails. It what is the largest value of largest in last iteration? 89. So when we run it, it will give the value 89. See here. So this is how and for loop will works. Here these are all the basic examples. So after we can this nested loop and random number, we will do revision on difficult sums on for loops and while loops. These are the basic things. When you're completing with these basic things, you can go with that. So that is the reason I was, of course, going with it. So yeah, here you can see he used a nested loop. So not really a problem. We can continue with that. After, if you we want, if we can do another examples. So for row in range 4. So what is the meaning that it starts from 0, goes up to 3. And what is the downline was call in range 4. The same thing that 0 to 4 means this is the syntax for a matrix. This is the code for a matrix. That too, the matrix was 4 into 4 matrix because 0 to 3, right? So for 0, 1, 2, 3, there is 4 columns and 4 lines. So this is the 4 into 4 matrix. And the matrix is filled with stars. The elements inside the matrix is uh, stars only, and it ends nothing like that. It will like the there is no space between stars. So what is the meaning of printing here? We already know that, we already learned in whale that it will after this loop completed. After this loop completed means when it was printing first star, second star, third star, fourth star, this loop is completed. Then after it was going to the here, it have to pass from this print. So when it was printing this first 4 stars, it was goes to the another line. Like first 4 stars, 0 star, 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 and after going to the another like that, 4 into 4. See here. If you want in a more like in a clear uh detailedly, so this is the way of doing with the for loop. Sorry, with the for loop, we are doing the matrix, finding the 4 into 4 matrix. And we can do anything like Hammett and matrix, right? So you can change the values like that. So you can find any type of matrix. And here we are going to print nearly how many lines? See here, before time print was at here and here also. But see here now, 4, 4, so we 6, but now 1, 2, 2, like 1, 2, 1, 2. So we will get nearly 4 lines of output. See here, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Like see here, same as well. Sorry, we discussed this thing it for nested for, right? So what we was discussed that The value, initial value of I was 1, and when it goes into this loop, I value was 1. So what is the j value? J starts from 1. So first print was 1 1. And after going here, not here, after this loop completed, after this loop runs until the condition fails, then only we can go to the outer loop. So after this, we will get the value j was 2. So the I value was still 1, but the j value was changes 1 and 2. So same thing was 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2. And after this loop completed, because we can't write 3, because 3 is not greater than 3. Like, what is that? The We can go up to 2 only, because the rules of range was that. So after we are going to the outer loop, I was changing 1 to 2, but j was same 1 2 like that. So 2 1 2 2. When we will run this, we will get the same thing. If you print here, if you write here 8 5, so it will gives like, you know, it prints up to 7, right? So 7, and it prints up to 4. So 4 28 lines of code. Yeah, this is 28 lines. If you want an lesser, so you can give 4 up to 4. Then it will print 3 into 4 12 lines. See, these are the 12 lines. 4 4, sorry, 4 4 4, right? 12 lines. 1 1 1 1. See, 4 ones, 4 twos, 4 threes, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, like that. So this is how we are printing the I comma j. Uh, Depending on the range, like we can guess the lines of input output by guessing by knowing the range. And after this, when we are going with the 16, that we know the thing that how it works. It gives the more space. Instead of we are giving the 3 or 4 spaces, the t will gives at a time more space. So that is the reason they are using the t. So when we copied it, control V, there is no bracket at the last, so we had to add it. So we know the how this print works. So don't worry about this. But see here, we done the nested for, but this is the thing that for loop here, another for loop here. These both are inside the another for loop. So how it works? So the value of I will gives at this both fors. The value of I will give set the both fors. This is, I think so, somewhere mistake. Yeah, this is mistake, because yeah, this you have to print it here. Yeah, like this. So here, when here, this thing we already know. We in previous question we already done with this thing. What is that? This is 1 2 3. So 3 numbers, 1 to 4, 4 numbers, 3 into 4, 12. We will. So yeah, okay, okay. Sorry, I did not cut this. So that is the reason it was showing a long code. So when we are going with this for loop, right? Nested for loop. So row call, we know that how it works. For one, there is 5 solutions. For two, 5. For three, 5. For six, 5, like that. 5 into 5, 25. 25 lines of output we will get. But here they are not saying that print row comma column. They are saying that print row into column and giving the and equals like that. So it will print in a same line. But after you're completing these things, like 1 into 1, 1 into 2, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First line was. And second line was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, up to 10. And next line was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Next line was 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, like that. So this is the lines up to 5 lines. Yeah, see. This is the one table up to 5, two table up to 5, three table up to 5, four table up to 5. Whatever. This is the 5 into 5, right? 5 into 5. 5 into 5. But before time, instead of it, we done printing star. So same way here also, but instead of star, we are writing that value of row into all. So after this, it will give the extra, yeah, extra space. Like space means in between two numbers. After this, when we are going at here, we already discussed it, right? What an append can do. Append will add the values into the list. Append can add the elements into the list. If you write inside n power 2, same question we done at previous. The answer was 149 like that because append n1 starts from 1. For 1 square, it will adds. For 2 square, it will add. 3 square, it will add. Up to 10, it will add. And after that, total equals to now. See here, when you will total equals to num. So here, you're not finding the value of total. You're finding the last integer, like last element which was inside the list. If you want to run it, what you will get? You will get 40. I think so. Yeah, you will get the value 40 at here, not like here, here, because you are literally printing the. So when we run it, so what it will give? When you're just writing that equal to, for every iteration, for first iteration, the value of total was 10. For second iteration, it doesn't add 10 and 20. It just converting 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So the final total was 40. 40. So how we can fix this bug? So here using this plus, then it will add every element from the before iteration. First iteration, the value was 10, and after iteration, the value was 20. But here, I think so, we did not initiate it, the value of total was 0. So let's try what will happen. Error, because we not initiated the value of total. If otherwise, how can it will know the value of total was 0? It can guess anything, right? So it will be a error. So after that, 10 plus 20, 30, 30 plus 30, 60, 60 plus 40, 100. This is the way of finding that sum of the elements inside the list. So it is the bug that you did not write the plus before the equal to. So here see he done the same thing, fixed how it fixed that. He done he written plus symbol before the equal to. And after this question, random.radiant 1 comma 6, it will randomly pick the values. But how many times it will pick the values? It will pick the up to 9. Okay, 9 not 10. 10 values it will pick. See here, how you can say it will pick up to 10, it will pick up to 20, it will pick up to 30. But here range is there. In for loop there is range, right? So there is limited number of outputs. When you done the when you run it, see here, you will get the 10 numbers of that. So for roll in range, right? So when you are going with this, roll will count starting from 0, right? So you not initiated the value of roll. So it starts from 0 and it goes up to 9. So when it goes with the 0, 1, 2 up to 9, it will give the 10 number of outputs. So the 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. Okay. All right. So After this 10 lines of output, like 10 outputs. So how we get? So same thing was he used that for I in range we used previously, but here we used for roll in range. So that is the reason for every integer for roll, like it will start from zero, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3. Every time it will print the random dot radian 1, 6. But here when you run it again and again, it will change the values. Before time the starting value was 6, now 5, now 1, like that. But the number of outputs was same, but the outputs was different. Okay, the number of outputs was depends on the range, but the values will never depends and there is no sequence because you are using the random. Okay, you are using importing the random, so that is the reason there is no sequence and there is no guess what you can get. It will give the random number. And this is the thing that which we already done with same thing in while loop, but there is no difference between that. Before what is the difference between while loop and here? It was in while loop we used index because when we are using increment, right? So using increment is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3. So but here there is no meaning of increment. But in while increment is compulsory because otherwise it doesn't it will stuck at infinity loop. So but using increment is for what? So like for which element we are using the increment is compulsory. So for the element like 15, 22, 30, what is the sequence of index 0, 1, 2, 3? So there is sequence. So we are using the increment to the index. So but that is the reason we used numbers of I. Like for every I value, like 0, 1, 2, 3, it means 15, 22, 30. But here, when coming to here, we are using in. Why not we are using this? Uh, what is that? Index. Because using index was like we can use it like that. Yeah, we cannot use index here because we are using in operator here in for loop. Like see here for if num in numbers means the first value of num was 15, second value is 22, that one like that. So that is the reason when for if after completing this, when this condition was passes, count becomes 1 and 2 like that. So for 15, 30, 45, 60, these four numbers, it will be true. So that is the reason 15, 30, 45, 60. Count becomes 4, right? Because for 15, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. 3 and 5, 3 and 5, 3 and 5, 3 and 5, 3 and 5. So the count was BA 4, not 3. So let's see what is the mistake we done. Control V. If you run it, what we are getting? Oh, increment. There is no increment. Sorry, indentation. 20 count. Okay. 4, not 3 there. It have to be 4 there because we know that 15, 30, 45, 60 can be divisible by 3 and 5, both 3 and 5, not or. We are using and. So this is the basic examples regarding for loop. These are basic, not tough or not moderate. These are basic. So after completing this basic, we can go with the revision. In revision, we can do every type of sums like moderate, difficulty. We can see every type of examples. So now we completed the basic, right? So that is the these things is enough for going and participating in the toughest examples like yeah, using this nested for loop, and inside the nested for loop if your statements and everything with the different conditions and different queries we can use in a different manners like that. And after this session we are going to the random not nested loops. After that we are going with the random numbers. After that, we will do some revision on this. So this is the thing that for now. So thank you for watching this session. Thank you.